When I tell people I want to pursue a career in community relations, they often ask me what's that. The answer I give is usually something along the lines of, the events that sports teams do in the community, like when Gronk goes out and plays football with kids? It's that department. But community relations is so much more than just Gronk going to throw a football around with kids. Community relations is an essential function of any successful business and refers to the various methods companies use to establish and maintain a mutually beneficial relationship with the communities in which they operate. And in no industry is this more important than sports. Community relations, or CR, is a relatively new phenomenon, and departments only started to pop up in the last couple of decades. Currently, CR departments on teams are only about 3 or 4 people. But in the next decade, these departments will increase in numbers as the industry continues to grow. Through looking at several different CR campaigns, it was easy to pick out a few common themes that made them all successful. I will be outlining 5 of these best things that you can do as a community relations professional when developing campaigns and outreach events. The first one is to build relationships. Now, building relationships is at the heart of any CR campaign. Kelly Talent, CR manager for the Baltimore Ravens, discussed the importance of building relationships internally, mostly with the athletes. For example, she was in the process of putting together new baby goodie bags for Ravens athletes that just have babies. She's also a big fan of baking cookies to thank players after they participate in community outreach events. These types of acts let the players know that they are valued by the CR department. The second is to be sincere and authentic. In PR, sincerity and authenticity are key in winning across key publics and getting your message out. And CR is no different, and arguably, it may be more important in this industry. A prime example of this is the NFL's My Cause, My Cleats, where athletes choose a cause close to them and decorate their cleats to benefit a foundation. Jarvis Landry of the Cleveland Browns chose to support the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation for a very personal reason. He says, "I lost a good friend to cystic fibrosis back in high school. Before she passed, I promised her that I would use my platform to raise awareness and support efforts to help find a cure." These personal connections exemplify the sincerity and authenticity needed to execute a successful CR campaign. The third is passion, which runs along the same lines as sincerity. It would be nearly impossible for these professionals to work as hard as they do without being passionate about their work. Talent, manager of CR at the Ravens, worries about what starting a family would look like for her because of how much she works, but she continues to do it because she loves it. When Heather Darney, director of CR for the Ravens, was asked if she ever gets tired of her job, she said that she still walks into work every day, amazed at how much she does to change the Baltimore community. This passion, as expressed by Ravens employees, is a common thread among all community relations professionals. The fourth is creativity, which again is key in any type of PR work, but especially in a field where every single professional sports team has several CR events each year. How, as a professional, can you make your initiative stand out from others? These are the questions that they deal with every day, and it's where creativity comes into play. Through looking at numerous teams' websites, it's easy to see that although many of them support similar causes, they all take on different spins to make it their own. One of my favorites comes from the Pittsburgh Steelers' Rock Steelers Style, an annual fashion show the team puts on to raise money for the UPMC Sports Medicine Concussion Program and Cancer Caring Center. This type of event doesn't exist elsewhere in the NFL, showing the uniqueness of the events and the creative minds of the community relations team. The fifth is the focus on youth development. Almost all teams across every league have some type of CR initiative that focuses on youth development. This is essential to any team because this issue is something that continues to be present in our society. For example, NFL Play 60 focuses on getting kids active for the recommended 60 minutes per day. This campaign is then implemented by all NFL teams with different activities and events. NBA Cares also has several programs that focus on helping youth get active with NBA players. So why does this all matter? Aren't sports just for entertainment? Even though we see sports teams and immediately think entertainment, there's so much more to it than just what happens on the field or court. It is the people that work in the front office that help the day-to-day operations of teams function. Community relations is a specific facet of the PR industry. Many of the best practices I talked about earlier are also applicable to PR as a whole. While PR builds a two-way relationship with publics, CR aims to build a mutually beneficial relationship with specific towns or cities. In reality, PR and CR teams work closely together to accomplish their goals. Community relations also works off the idea that sports have the ability to overcome, something I strongly believe. It is the marriage between sports and service. When you take out a football to throw around with kids, it doesn't matter what language they speak or their background. All that matters is throwing the football. This shows the sheer power of sports and more specifically, community relations.